What's up, everybody? Tuesday, April 26, 2022, World Intellectual Property Day. Thought I'd have a little fun because I'm always serious and hey, I deserve a laugh every now and then. So I made a little cartoon and afterwards I decided to call it Side Chicks of DNA, Intellectual Property. And again, just a little fun and news for the World Intellectual Property Day. Don't take it too seriously. So in the cartoon, there's a young lady, or an older woman, middle-aged woman in a nightclub, and she says, Mark and Mark Jr. are my works of art, and they are copyrighted. The Jones family name is trademark, and this one-size-fit-all holographic maxi dress industrial design is patented and protected by the World Intellectual Property Organization in Africa, the U.S. and Asia. You don't stand a chance. And the younger woman responds back, the Jones family name cannot be protected by trademark without proof that it has acquired distinctiveness other than being a family name. Natural DNA sequences cannot be covered by copyright and also cannot be patented. So I thought it was just a little bit of fun there. And I don't know, maybe I'll make a storyline out of it. Maybe the middle-aged woman will be a well-to-do woman that's kind of heading towards retirement, and the younger woman might be a lawyer or something like that. And that's Mark and Mark Jr. in the background. So just a little bit about intellectual property. The main vestiges of intellectual property are trademark names or logo. You want to trademark those. Usually lasts about 15 years. Copyrights are for artistic, literary, film, or audio works. They usually last about 50 years. Ideas like inventions, you want to patent those concepts and ideas. Those usually last about 20 years. And design and aesthetic aspects of product industrial design usually last about 35 years. And again, if you want to make sure your items are protected abroad, you want to look into the World Intellectual Property Organization, and they will help you do that abroad. So just a little bit of fun. Once again, intellectual property, celebrity, and copyrights. So in regards to celebrity and trademarks, Kim Kardashian and the kimono. In 2019, Kim Kardashian tried to trademark her then new shapewear as kimono as a playoff of her name. Never mind that it was a word deeply ingrained in Japanese culture, and there are tons of Japanese Americans here in the U.S. Well, anyways, Twitter got a hold of it and started the hashtag Pound Kim. Oh no. I love Kim Kardashian, by the way. I'm very sorry for Kanye because I absolutely love Kanye too. So blessings to their family. And yeah, I really hurt for Kanye because he's kind of all alone now that she's gone. But the Kardashian clan has over 716 trademarks since the last count. And it's basically to protect their personal brands and to try to freeze out anyone who might want to capitalize on their names. Back in 2017, you may recall that they were successfully able to legally bar Blac Chyna from trademarking her married name, Angela Renee Kardashian. Ain't that something? So there are some famous songs whose copyrights are expired and now in the public domain. Same for books. Some of the ones that I know of personally are Rockin' Robin, the original one from 1957, and Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Now, those things could have changed. Somehow they could have gotten recopyrighted. Now, just so you guys know, in the news recently, there has been the Smart Copyright Act of 2022, and it promises to pit tech platforms and independent content creators against the music and movie industries. So they've made changes to the DMCA. For those of you that don't know, that's the Digital Millennium Copyright Act. And so what it does now is it tries to hold the tech platforms more accountable, and there are legal liabilities for tech platforms if they fail to accommodate new government mandated measures to crack down on online piracy. And another case that may be kind of similar or parallel to that, Wake versus UMG and Capital Records. Around April 15th of 2022, this artist requested class certification. It was initially filed in 2019. They felt that UMG and Capital Records violated U.S. copyright law's termination right. And it was intended to give artists the way to take control of their old music by requesting to have masters returned to artists when asked. However, claims have been asserted that requests are being ignored by the record labels and companies. The specific claim was that the defendants, UMG and Capital Records, have been holding the artist's rights hostage and have deprived the artist the ability to reclaim their rights. The counterclaim made by the record company is that recordings are work for hire, which means they are created and belong to the label forever. Kind of when you do work for a company, you sign off that whatever you do on their equipment and their time belongs to them. So I can see that. Now, let's talk a bit about genes and patents. Patents last about 20 years. Now, once granted, a gene patent can be used commercially for testing, etc., for 20 years, or at least that was the case. In June of 2013, there was a ruling that the U.S. cannot patent human genes because DNA is a product of nature, as there is nothing new created when discovering a gene. There is no intellectual property to protect. However, please know that prior to this ruling, more than 4,300 human genes were patented. The Supreme Court's decision invalidated those gene patents, making the genes accessible for research and commercial genetic testing. DNA manipulated in a lab can be patented because it's altered by humans and not found in nature. Now, the thing about this is kind of two-sided sword, double-edged sword, because on the one hand, they're saying, okay, you can't have patents on those, but on those that were previously patented, but those genes are accessible for research and commercial genetic testing. So it makes you want to ask yourself, is there some truth to the belief that, with the Social Security cards, that we're all biological property, and that's what the birth certificate is. And basically they do whatever they want to us, you know. Which I think I'm going to go off on a tangent, which I think with the computer age now, it's kind of like that because you know how people are in prison and then they have those things that look like phones? Well, we're all basically doing the same thing, except we pay for our phone service and we get to have more perks on the phones than they do. So it's all the same. But my goal in life is just to enjoy it as much as possible, speak my truth, and keep it moving. And at this age, I realized, you really ain't got time to speak your truth. You just keep it moving and enjoy as much of life as possible. There are so many snares and traps. And one of my favorite poems, if you get a chance to check it out, is Desiderata. It's attributed to Max Ehrman, but there's no original ideas in this world. I've said things like, we're perfect in our imperfections. I remember my ex was saying, oh, you've been listening to CeeLo. I didn't even know who CeeLo was at the time. So there's nothing new under the sun. I believe in learning and loving as much as you can. But anyways, back to um, intellectual property. We're going to talk a little bit about product industrial designs. We're going to talk about Barbie from Mattel and the Bratz doll from MGA. In 2001, Barbie was in the middle of middle-agedness when the Bratz dolls popped up to steal her shine. Mattel and MGA, who is the manufacturer of Bratz, went at it with Barbie and tried to put out a big head, little body doll on their My Scene dolls to make up for the 40% of sales that MGA's Bratz dolls took in 5 years. Carter Bryant is the designer of Bratz dolls and worked for Mattel from about 1995 to 2000. And of course, there was a contract that his designs belonged to Mattel. So they went to court. Mattel won, and Bryan had to pay $100 million to Mattel and remove Bratz from the shelves for a year in a decision made in July 2008. MGA, the manufacturer of Bratz, then accused Mattel of stealing trade secrets. It stated that 2 weeks before Bryant quit Mattel, he sold his idea to MGA. All of this is alleged, and once again, this is all via various media outlets who don't give a fudge about either one of them. No one knows what the parties involved, and bless them all. And I'm going to say this, to me, it's all, there's no original thought. When it comes to a point where you're going to start copyrighting thoughts, copywriting the alphabet. It gets ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's really ridiculous. And I made a cartoon about it earlier today, where I mean, it just gets to the point where it's ridiculous. And basically, it's all capitalism. I ugh. Anyways, let's move on. So let's talk a little bit about WIPO. That's what I'm calling it. The World Intellectual Property Organization. It began in 1883 as the Paris Convention for the Protection of Industrial Property. Little known fact, the way that it came about stemmed from foreign exhibitors that refused to attend the International Exhibition of Inventions in Vienna, Austria in 1873 because they were scared that their ideas would be stolen and sold to other countries in a commercial manner. Now, I'm going to say this, even me, lately I've been posting a lot of original creations and designs. I have one item that I posted from Pixton, and if you guys want information on that, I'll give it to you. But I like making my own stuff. And the thing is about with copyrights and designs and things like that, I post stuff everywhere because I like it. And it begins to tell my story. And in my old age, it's cuter to have a picture than me, but I'll be on camera too, but I just got to get things together. But it's just, and I had something where they posted, in that video I posted about, my channel is about technology, humanities, and self-love, as you guys know. But that video that I posted about how to merge, how to combine two Word documents, it got flagged, saying that it was inauthentic and something else. What's inauthentic? Everything was handmade and crafted by me, my voice. The only thing that's not me is the YouTube music that was on it, but YouTube didn't ban it, but TikTok did. I used TikTok music on TikTok. And it's not TikTok that did it. But the thing about this world is if the government or whatever powers that be can see that there's money involved and somehow, and money is made off of people's misery. So if someone else can make you miserable before you know that misery is a thing, like I had that legal thing, then I mean they got you. You know what I'm saying? It's about being happy. And I don't think it's so much about concepts and ideas. I think it's about just misery. It's about capitalism. Capitalism is based on misery, convincing you that you need something that someone else has. And I don't need anything that anyone else has. Everything that I can do by myself, I definitely can. I mean, and I love it. There's nothing like independence. But again, once you start, and this is the point that I wanted to make about that, once you start to do things and actively pursue them and start to be focused on them, you're going to start getting attacked from different ways. I was just like, you'll start getting attacked. I just say that. And the thing is that it's safer not to do anything. And you guys know I'm 47 years old now. Since the legal thing, I've sat and I've done nothing. I was holding my breath. First, I was holding my breath, waiting for everything to be resolved and to be fixed. Then I was holding my breath, waiting until it was over so that then I can tell my mom everything. But she didn't want to hear nothing. Then I was holding my breath because I was scared to move because I didn't want anything bad to happen because, anything can happen for any reason. But then you get to the point where you realize, dog, 20 years of my life has gone by. Nobody has spoke up for me. Nobody has come to my rescue, and nobody's going to. You know what I'm saying? The way that it has been is going to continue to go on until I do something different, and that means stand up for myself. And that legal thing happened because I stood up for myself. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it, we have to focus on the positive. We have to focus on growth and learning and production. It is safe. There's a quote, and I think I posted a long time ago that says, a ship that never leaves the harbor is safe, but it never gets to where it's going. And I got to tell you, I'm 47. It's scary if you Google me and look on YouTube and see the last, and all you see on YouTube is the bad before you don't see the Maria before all of that because I didn't even have access when the legal thing happened. So you guys, be as happy as you can, as much as you can. Life is life when you come to reality of it. There's some things that are going to make you sad, but you're human. But that's the thing, to push through it. You feel your emotion and pain and you push through it. So anyhow, off on a tangent on that. But that's all that I had to say about that. Just wanted to share with you some different aspects of intellectual property. We talked a little bit about trademarks and copyrights and patents and industrial products, and a little bit about how they are impacting current events today. We talked a little bit about how they impact celebrities and just some fun news about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love you guys. If you have an opportunity, please like, comment, share, subscribe, watch a video all the way through, purchase some merch to support, really do that. So I love you guys. Anyways, bye. Thanks for stopping in.